Xherdan Shaqiri still out, probably going to be out after the international break, Paul. We know that. Obviously, there's not much to say. We spoke about it at the time, and we've done his calf and stuff, but it is a blow for him because you're talking about rotations and games. And even if you look at Liverpool's bench in the last couple, when he's been out, he's been replaced by a centre-back. Lovren's got himself onto the bench ahead of Shaqiri, so maybe Klopp is thinking, I don't trust what's next. Like, there's not been Bruce, there's not been
It's unfortunate for him, Steve, because obviously we saw us switch back to 4-2-3-1.
He would have been playing, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, whether he would have or not. But the point is, if we, this is the time last season. This time last season, we were awful against Napoli away from home in 4-3-3, and then we started to move towards 4-2-3-1.
Do you think, sorry, Paul, to cut you off there, again, hypothetical speaking, but if Klopp was going to go 4-2-3-1 against Sheffield United, and he looked at his bench, do you think it would, if everyone was there, do you think it would have been Shaqiri over Divock?
No.
You still think it would
have been not that. No, and that's not the point I'm making. Is like I think what if we're going to see a bit more of that, he plays. That's a formation you can trust him in. Is kind of what I'm driving at. It's just unfortunate time for him that he'd have definitely played against MK Dons. Hey, listen, if he'd have been fit and Divock wasn't, maybe he'd have done something in that game that makes Klopp think, ooh, go on then, Sheffield United, Shaqiri gets the nod. You know, again, we talk about sliding doors moments in footy all the time, and that could well have been one in that regard. It's just really unlucky for him, isn't it? I mean, and the problem he's got in house, all of a sudden, you've got this 16-year-old kid in Harvey Elliott who's breathing heavily down his neck, you know, and he just needs to get on the football field and show what he can do. But the problem with him is that I don't know where he's getting that game. You're going to play him left wing instead of Salah. Well, there's been zero evidence that that's a consideration. Gets a couple of games in midfield here and there, but realistically, when you look at particularly players on that right hand side, if he does that, Henderson does a lot of dirty work in that position, and you've also got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain who is better suited to it, etc., etc.
He does seem like he's a lad who doesn't fit the system that we play. Like there's nowhere in a 4-3-3 that I think Klopp is comfortable. He tried Shaqiri midfield once, then he didn't have it. He had the 4-2-3-1 when he did give him a few games, but again, I don't think. Well, he hasn't gone back to it. He's stuck with the tried and tested. It just looks like as good as Shaqiri. I think he's a good player, and I think 15 other Premier League teams would start him every week. It just looks like at the minute for Shaq, the injury worries, it's one of them. I kind of get the feeling he's a little bit square peg round hole in that. Good footballer, but I can't get your left wing because you're not fast enough to play as a winger. I don't think you're defensively good enough to play in one of our two midfield positions because again those lads are asked to go and cover. He's obviously not. I mean, maybe again number 6. He's through the line in there, but he's not bombing for being out to number 6. It's like that's kind of the thing with Shaq is that I imagine he might go in the summer and we might get our money back for him, and everyone will just shake hands and go, you know what, mate. You did your job, you were sound, but go and be Bournemouth's best player, or go and play, be Everton's best player, or any team from 8th downwards. He just kind of feels like he's caught between a couple of traps.
It's frustrating when I go between feeling sorry for him and kind of questioning not his attitude, but like he said, if he's square peg in a round hole, adapt your game so you fit in the Liverpool system. That all the defensive work was the reason why he wasn't getting games, but that was 10-12 months ago. And we're still having the same issue now. I'm doing that. And like you said, where does he fit in? And it's the same for like we talked about Gomez before. He's not going to get ahead of Mane or Salah. And he's not going to go in the midfield work because of the work rate that they put in. So if you want game time, he hasn't complained, and he seems fairly happy on the face of it. But you can't complain, can you?
He's about 6 inches too short, I think, to play in our team. I think it's the truth of the matter, and about half a yard too slow.
I think it's the height.
I think it's
the pace and the height, isn't it?
But we are. Our midfield, you need to be physical to play in our midfield.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's
look at his legs. He should be physical enough.
Yeah, no, but if you took those inches and put them on upwards, being round doesn't make you
Keita works because he's fast and gets about. And he's short lad,
and he's got the work rate, hasn't he? You know what I mean. But the thing for Shaqiri for me is he feels like one of those players that we're constantly linked with, and the kind of players that we used to buy, or Arsenal buy, or United buy, where it's too good a deal to turn down. So you'll buy him, because he can do bits and pieces, but we've never really needed him. And to be fair, that's bollocks, isn't it? Because Barcelona, exactly.
Man United was
exactly. Well, yeah, but like let's use that was, I think that was the time we were playing 4-2-3-1, so we did fit what we did a little bit more around that time. But Barcelona is exactly why we've bought him, is because when you've got an injury crisis, having a prime age, really good quality international rated footballer in your squad is a very useful thing to have. But he's just, yeah, at the minute he's just not, doesn't fit in the rotation. He should be our Riyad Mahrez.
First sub, right wing.
Or just, you know, he plays every other game, you know, but we are so reliant, we just don't rotate that front three, and that's, I don't think that's all Shaqiri's fault, maybe, but he is just that thing of he's not so good that he gets in anywhere. Yep. But it goes the same with Divock Origi as well.
Listen, like you say, we had this conversation this time last year about Divock Origi, and we couldn't believe he's in the squad. And before we know it, a couple of injuries, gets a stroke of luck, and he's sound like Shaqiri in that United game comes on, wins the game for Liverpool. If he does that again, all of a sudden, Klopp, and he does well in a certain position he's learned, we could be made fools of. You know, it could be Shaq scoring, title winning, cup winning goals. That's the thing with this team, isn't it, Ross? Is that we lack depth in certain areas, but as a squad, you know, if Xherdan Shaqiri's your 18th, 19th best player, you're doing all right. You know, that's pretty good depth. It's just you wonder, because he's so different than what we've got. Maybe we judge him. Maybe we judge him differently, or we think, Christ, we haven't got no one else like Mo Salah. Well, yeah, no shit. It's fucking Mo Salah. You know what I mean? It's kind of like your depth is never going to be that good. It's going to be a step down, and maybe we're all a little bit unfair on Shaq, who's again a really good player. You're just comparing him to, you know, the two of the best 5 players in the world have just been voted in our team. Maybe we are just a little bit
and
unfair.
If he'd been fit, let's be honest, he'd have probably played at least a couple of games in the last week or so.
It's mad, isn't it? We spent years complaining we don't have any squad depth. Now
you're binning them off when you're trying
and now you've got it. You're still complaining, but you know it's quite good. But I agree with Paul. Like, you know, I see him as a very much an impact sub player. But you know, you think come after this international break, hopefully there's not another one before Christmas. But all those fixtures you've probably got 2 games a week. You've got the FIFA World Club Cup Championship on top of that as well, plus Champions League football. He's going to get game time. We just don't need him yet. Yeah. You know, don't change what's working right now. I don't show on him because you feel sorry for him. Use your squad management. Be a bit selfish. Be a bit greedy and go, I don't want you yet. I don't need you yet. I'm not going to use you for the sake of using you.
Your time will come.
Yeah, but you know what he is, and there's a couple of lads in the squad like this. Lovren's like this. Adrian's actually like this as well. Lallana's the same. I know to varying degrees, because I think Shaqiri's actually the most individually talented of all these players, and it's a bit unfair on him. But they're kind of like, you know, when you build, there's a new building being put up, and you ring fence it, or you put like, there's this thing where they put like a fabrication, like a picture of it up around it, and then when you're done with what you're doing, you pull that down, you really. Those players are that covering. That's what Shaqiri is. He's just there in the short term, either for waiting for 1 or 2 of the young lads just to be a little bit older. So next year, having done a full year of integration and played under 23 football, Harvey Elliott might just be ready to be on the bench every week. And then he takes over Shaqiri, and that's fine. You move him on, but he's 16, so you're not doing that. You're not doing that yet. Or you might find in a year's time, okay, well, you know, he's ready to move. We'll go and spend £60 million on another lad for the front 3, and then you've got the existing front 3, and you've got another top quality lad, and Shaqiri's just not needed. And we have that with a few positions of either young lads who just aren't ready. So Queven Keller's not ready to step up and be the second choice goalkeeper yet. Vandenberg's not ready to step up and be the 4th choice centre half yet. Curtis Jones not ready to be, etc, etc, etc. And that's just probably where Shaqiri falls. He's what happens when you buy squad players. You get lads who really aren't good enough to break into your first team and have to sit there and wait till someone gets injured to come in.
Yeah, fair enough.